الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وصحابته المنتجبين. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: وأطيعوا الله ورسوله وأولي الأمر منكم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. In Islam, there's a very important law and a very important fatwa that most, if not all, scholars believe in and have issued fatwas regarding, and that is the necessity of obeying the law. Wherever you are, in whichever country that you live in, whether it's an Islamic country or a non-Islamic country. When you live in any country, you have to obey the law of the land. You have to obey the laws. You cannot try to misconstrue the laws and fool the government and disobey the laws. This is not acceptable. And one of the maraja' during our times who has emphasized on this point is Ayatollah Sayyid Sistani hafidhahullah. He says that in any country that you live, whether it's an Islamic country or non-Islamic country, you have to obey the law. You cannot break the law. Even if you live in a non-Islamic government, you have to obey the law of the land. Why? If you're a visitor to a country and they give you a visa, you purchase a visa from them, you apply, and they stamp a visa in your passport, that visa is actually an agreement between you and that country. That when you visit them, you respect their laws. Laws of traffic, laws of tax, laws of any sort of laws. This is an agreement between you and them that you obey their laws. It's an agreement. And the Quran says, respect your agreements. If you have an agreement with someone, with a company, with a group, with a family, you have to uphold that agreement. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu awfu bil-uqud. Awfu bil-uqud. If you have an agreement, you have to respect that agreement. This is if you're a visitor. If you're a citizen of a government, when they give you your citizenship, you make allegiance. You pledge allegiance that you will stick to the laws, respect and obey the laws of that government and of that country. Hence, there's an agreement between you and that government, between you and that country. You cannot break that agreement. Islamically, religiously, you cannot break that agreement. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu awfu bil-uqud. طيب. So this is one proof. Awfu bil-uqud. Also, imagine if people were not religiously obligated to respect the law. There would be chaos. There'd be chaos. You could drive however you want. Some people want to pay taxes, others don't want to pay taxes. Some people want to respect the civil law, and others don't want to. There'd be chaos. Imagine right now if other people did not obey the law. Imagine if you go to a country where people do not restrict themselves to the speeding limit. If someone wants to drive up to 100 miles per hour, he could. Would you feel safe? Would you feel safe driving on those streets? No. Would you allow your children, your teenagers, to drive on those streets? No. You don't feel safe because there'd be chaos. If there's no respect for the law, if people don't uphold the law, there'd be chaos. And we have a law in Imami fiqh. It's called wujub hifdh al-nizam. Luzum hifdh al-nizam. You have to keep order. First of all, this is a logical law. The mind says this, logic says this, that you have to keep order in place. There cannot be any chaos. 2, siratul uqala, ask rational people from different places. They tell you have to keep order. There cannot be any chaos. 3rd, there's ijma'. Ask all the fuqaha. They'll tell you, luzum, hifdh al-nizam. There has to be order. There cannot be any chaos. If everyone wants to do as they please, no one will feel safe. You will not be able to sleep at night if there's no law in the country, if no one respects the law. If there is no accountability and criminals are not punished, will you be able to sleep safely at night? No, because you'll feel at any moment someone will break into your house and rob you or kill you. There has to be law. There has to be respect for the law. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. I remember someone once asked Sayyid al-Imam al-Khomeini rahmatullahi alayh. He told him that He told him that I live in a Western country, but now I've moved. I've moved back to Iran. And I received the phone bill. And I don't wish to go back to that Western country. I wish to live in Iran. Do I have to pay that bill? He said, yes, you have to pay that bill. Even if you don't wish to go back any longer, you have to pay that bill. Hence, all of our maraji' say you have to obey the law and respect the law. Unfortunately, there are some Muslims, they're a minority, they're not a majority, some Muslims. Most Muslims are law-abiding, they respect the law, they obey the law. But there are a small majority that think they can fool the law, fool the government. They break the law. And this is incorrect. This is incorrect. It's not good for our image when Muslims break the law. This is not good for our image. My dear friends, this is our home. If you live in America, you're American. If you live in Canada, you're a Canadian. If you live in the UK, you're English. These are your homes now. We have to respect these homes. We have to respect the law. Whether it's on the streets or at work or in business, you have to remember that when you break the law, you're not just ruining your image and your name. You're ruining the image of Islam. People will say, look at these crazy Muslims. If you're speeding on the street, you're doing 100 or 110. If it's an average Canadian, no one cares. They'll say, this person's crazy. But when you do it, when I do it, when we do it, they say, look at these crazy Muslims. Look at how they're driving. So you're not just damaging your own name, you're damaging the name of your faith and your religion. Pay your taxes, my dear friends. We have to pay our taxes. There are some people that think they can get away with not paying taxes. Why? First of all, you're breaking the law and you could go to jail. 2, when you pay taxes, these taxes become services for you. They build you streets, bridges, schools. You're benefiting from these benefits, right? It's coming back to you. It's not going back to anyone else. When we pay taxes, we will benefit from these taxes, from these dollars. Let's pay. Once I went to an accountant in the United States. The accountant told me that a lot of our friends from our community, from the Muslim community, they have tax fraud. Tax fraud. He makes this much amount, but he wants to come and say that, no, I make a lot less, so that he pays less taxes. Why? You live in that country, you benefit from the benefits, from the streets, from the schools. You send your children to public schools. Well, how are those schools built? From tax dollars, from tax money. Why should we do fraud? Right? There are some, they're businesses. They try to cheat the government. They work under the table. Business that is not allowed, that is illegal. The black market. Why? Why do we do that? There are some that come to these countries, to the West, and they abuse the system. There's a welfare system. a medical, Medicare, there's income support. This is a good system. They provide, they provide for those that are in need, that need assistance. There are some that try to come and cheat the government. They try to abuse the system. They make fake documents that I have a medical condition, and it's fake. It's a lie. He doesn't have a medical condition. I know there are some that pretend to be mentally disabled. In some countries, unfortunately from our communities, he pretends to be mentally disabled just so that he receives income support. Just so that the government gives him some extra money. This is a shame. This is a shame. You pretend that you're crazy and insane just so that you get a couple of extra dollars. This has to stop, my dear friends. This has to stop wherever we are, because this is damaging Islam. This is damaging the reputation of Islam, and it's damaging the reputation of Muslims. People will think that Islam encourages, Islam encourages this behavior. Islam encourages disobeying the law and not respecting the law. And this is not the case. Islam tells us to abide by the law and to respect the law and uphold the law. So we can't do this. We have to respect the law wherever we go, in any country we are. We should not abuse the system. You see, when I think I'm being smart and I want to abuse the system, and I go and I pretend that I have a medical condition, I have a problem with my knees, or I'm mentally or physically disabled, I'm abusing the system. I will get hurt as well. And I will hurt my family members and my cousins and my friends. Because when this system is abused, they will stop giving. They will stop giving assistance. This is very important. I cannot overemphasize on the point of respecting the law and obeying the law wherever we are. For our sake, for the sake of our Islam, and for the sake of all Muslims, for the reputation of Muslims. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam says, "Kunu zaynan lana, wa la takunu shaynan." Be ornaments for us. Be an honor for us. Don't be a disgrace for us. Don't be a disgrace for us. Do something that when people will see you, they'll say, "This is a Muslim. This is a good Muslim. This is a good person." Don't do something that will be disgraceful to the imams. We shouldn't do something that our imams will be annoyed and will be disappointed and will be disgraced. كونوا زينا لنا ولا تكونوا شينا كونوا دعاة لنا بغير ألسنتكم. Call to us and our school of thought, not with your tongues. Meaning by what? Your actions, your deeds, by respecting the law, by honoring your friends, by honoring your agreements. When you have a business contract, uphold the business contract. Don't cheat anyone. Don't cheat the government. Don't cheat your friends. Don't cheat anyone. Because at the end of the day, people will not say Jamal or Ali or Muhammad cheated me. They will say what? That Muslim cheated me. That Shi'i cheated me. These Muslims cheated me. They'll forget who you are as an individual, but they'll remember your faith. You'll do damage. When an average Canadian, commits a crime or cheats, they'll say Joe, John, David committed a crime. They won't say Christianity. But for us, they'll say Muslims. Muslims committed this crime. They didn't respect the law. كونوا دعاة لنا بغير ألسنتكم. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, فَإِنَّ الرَّجُلَ مِنْكُمْ إِذَا وَرِعَ. Listen to this hadith. I want you to remember this hadith. Please remember it. فَإِنَّ الرَّجُلَ مِنْكُمْ إِذَا وَرِعَ فِي دِينِهِ وَصَدَقَ الْحَدِيثِ وَأَدَّى الْأَمَانَةِ وَحَسُنَ خُلُقُهُ مَعَ النَّاسِ. If a person of you is trustworthy, is honest, he does not lie, he's a good human being, his akhlaq, his manners, his ethics are good. قِيلَ هَذَا جَعْفَرِيٌّ. They'll say, this is a Ja'fari. This is a follower of Ja'far ibn Muhammad. فَيَسُرُّنِي ذَلِكَ. I'll be happy for this. وَيَدْخُلُ عَلَيَّ مِنْهُ السُّرُورِ. I'll be happy when I hear this. وَقِيلَ هَذَا أَدَبُ جَعْفَرٍ. He will say, this person has been disciplined by Ja'far ibn Muhammad as-Sadiq. وَإِذَا كَانَ عَلَى غَيْرِ ذَلِكَ دَخَلَ عَلَيَّ بَلَاؤُهُ وَعَارُهُ. But if you don't do this, your disgrace and dishonor will come to me. وَقِيلَ هَذَا أَدَبُ جَعْفَرٍ. Imam Ja'far did not discipline his companions. Right now, when you see a youth who misbehaves, he hurts people, he damages people, what do? You curse his parents. Correct? People will curse our faith and our religion and our imams and our prophet when we misbehave, when we don't obey the law, when we don't uphold the law, when we don't respect the law. And I conclude with this. One day, Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam saw one of his companions doing something disgraceful. One of his companions did something disgraceful. Imam al-Sadiq came to him privately. He came to him personally. Privately, he told him, listen, Al-Hasan min kulli ahadin hasan wa minka ahsan liqurbika minna. Good deeds are good from everyone, but from you, they're great. Why? Because of your closeness to me, to us, the Imams. وَالْقَبِيحْ مِنْ كُلِّ أَحَدٍ قَبِيحٍ وَمِنْكَ أَقْبَحْ لِقُرْبِكَ مِنَّا. And a bad deed is bad from everyone, but from you, it's even worse. It's even uglier because of your closeness to us. When we call ourselves Shia, my dear friends, we have to be very, very careful. Saying that we are Shia, this is a responsibility, it's not a privilege. When you say, I'm Shi'i, know that this is a responsibility. Are you up to the level of being a Shi'i of Ahlul Bayt? I say this to myself first. Myself and my children and my family, before I say it to other youth. Are we up to the responsibility when we say we're Shia? Because that means anything that I will do, I will go back to whom? Imam al-Sadiq. It will go back to Imam Hussein. It will go back to Imam Ali alayhi salam. We have to be very careful. And this is what Imam Hussein wants, my dear friends. This is what Imam Hussein wants. I know in some places, in some countries, communities that I've visited, they come to the majlis of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, they don't find a parking space in the parking lot. They go and they park in front of people's driveways. And then they come for the majlis of Imam Hussein. This is what Imam Hussein wants. He wants you to come to the majlis and you go and you park your car in front of someone's driveway? This is ridiculous. It's better for you to stay at home and don't come, instead of breaking the law and embarrassing Islam and embarrassing Muslims. When we come to the majlis of Abu Abdullah, this is what Imam Hussein wants. He wants good Muslims and good citizens. If you're a good citizen, you're a good Muslim. If you're not a good citizen, you're not a good Muslim. Let's take this lesson away from us, from the majlis of Imam Hussein. والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.